Welcome to the Journey to a Million podcast. I'm your host, Christopher Walker. This podcast is about my personal journey from being $25,000 in debt to getting to $1 million of net worth by the age of 43. Follow along with my journey, implement the ideas, and let's do it together. Thanks so much for joining me. Let's get started. What's up out there, guys, and welcome to the Journey to a Million podcast. Today is September 30th, 2021. It's going to be a longer show because we have a lot of things to talk about today. We got to talk about the week 3 recap, the week 4 recap, and then do the week 5 preview. So, things have not been going great for the investments and the betting imaginary accounts so far the past few weeks. I think one of the things to look at for investing next time, lesson learned would have been to time our entries out a little bit, because you never know when the market is going to be going up or down. And it would have been nice, though, to kind of get in. I think yesterday would have been a really good day to get into the markets and then time our entries, because we could have had more value in our with our $1,000. But, lesson learned. I do think we'll come out ahead in the end, but we could have done a lot better by a little patience and then jumping in at the right time. This is going to be a more casual video today. I'm hanging out on my couch. You might hear my vacuum in the background. So if you do, I'm sorry for the noise, but just try to not focus on that as much as possible. So crypto, like we said, I did see a little bit of encouraging signs the past last night, because we've seen it kind of slowly continue to bounce downward. And then we kept hitting support levels. And then last night we saw a little quick trend up towards the end of the night. And then it went sideways for a little bit. And then I'd see another leg up, and then we're going sideways again. So I hope this is the trend reversal we've been looking for, to actually go back on an upward trend. We just had to keep hitting support. And it's funny because everyone's been talking about the fear level has been so high and uncertainty. So usually the interesting thing is with human nature, when that kind of thing happens, that's actually usually the best time to buy, because no one wants to buy. And you buy at the times when everyone is fearful, and sell when the times when everyone is being greedy. So when everyone's feeling great and it's just feels like crypto is going to keep going up forever, that's a good point to sell, because it's usually by the time we think we got it all figured out, things go the other way. And that's just like a thing with life is, it's just you never have everything quite figured out. So it's an interesting little dynamic there. So I do think that's one thing I've noticed with my personal investments is I'll wait and wait and wait, and then I can't think it's never going to do anything. So then I sell, and then a day or a week later, it just goes off, and I'm like, man, I should have just waited. So just wait. And I think we'll see a trend reversal, hopefully, here in a bullish October. So last day of September here. All right, so let's talk about our investments. Right now we have 70 Cardano still. Those are valued at 209 as of today. We got 1 Solana at 138.66. We got 200 Decentraland Mana at 0.68. So those are worth $136 even. 260 XRP at 94 cents each. So that was 244.40. And then 5,000 Stormex at 2.5 cents. So that's 125 bucks. Add that all up, you get 790.36 cents. So we're down $209.64 here off our $1,000. Not good, down 20% here, but hopefully we'll see that change over the course of the next month. We just got to be patient here. So going into the betting on week 3, we actually were up 170 in our imaginary account. We had gone 6-2, and we're having a really strong start. And we kind of predicted how things would go in week 3, because we said we were getting a little too confident. And like we said, we went from taking 4 picks a week to 10 picks a week. So be fearful when everyone is greedy. So you think you're gonna get everything right, having 4 picks a week and doing 3 and 1. So then you go to 10 picks a week, and what happens? We go, or 11 picks. I'm sorry, we go 4 and 7. So Auburn was plus 5.5. They had a close game, but lost 20-28. That put us down 60. Central Michigan and LSU, that one went over 60.5. So that was a win, plus 50. 21-49 final score. Iowa State didn't beat down UNLV UNLV was plus 31.5, but still couldn't cover. It was 48-3, so we lost 55 on that. I kind of took a peek at that game. UNLV looked really, really bad. So, interestingly, they kept up with Fresno State last week, who somehow beat UCLA. I don't know. And then they hung with Oregon. Fresno did. So I don't know what to think of UNLV. They looked pretty bad against Iowa State though. So we lost 55 there. Fresno State 40-37. They beat UCLA and that over 62 hit. So we won 50. And we were 2-2 on the college picks, which wasn't that bad. Then for NFL, we had some close losses. We had the Rams minus 3.5. I definitely would have liked to get that game at minus 2.5 for taking the money line. I just didn't want to complicate it, so I took minus 3.5. But the Rams won by 3, 27-24, so we lost 60 on that. Patriots minus 5.5 at the Jets. That was 25-6 Patriots, so that was an easy win, 150 on that. Then Raiders at the Steelers. The Raiders, I didn't think they were as good as they are. And then the Steelers, I thought they were better than they are. So the Steelers are minus 5.5 and lost the game 26-17, minus 60 on that one. Then we had the Saints at the Panthers. I thought the Saints are better. They got, taken down by the Panthers 26-7. We lost $60 on that game. And then the Vikings and the Cardinals. The Cardinals won the game 34-33 on a missed field goal, but we had them the Cardinals minus 3.5. So we lost 60 on that. Falcons and Bucks. Bucks were minus 11.5. That game looked in doubt, but then 2 pick sixes from the Bucks later. They covered 48-25, so we won 55 on that. And then Chiefs minus 3.5 at the Ravens. Man, that was a crazy game. I didn't even watch it because I was so over football by that point. I got to say, I was hating on Lamar Jackson. I said he hadn't delivered in a big game, and he totally did. So I'm glad that he proved me wrong. Hats off to you, Lamar, for that performance. I've never seen him step up like that in a big game, and he definitely did on Sunday night and beat the Chiefs. So, it's one of those things you're happy to be wrong about, because I was like, I just haven't seen it from him, and he delivered. So I gotta give him props for that, and say sorry, but I appreciate the fact that he did prove me wrong on that. So all in all, for that week, we were 4-7 and we lost $205. And that put us down 35 total, since we were up 170 going into the week. So not bad, still only down $35, but definitely a big loss in terms of 1 week. So going into week 5, man, we went big on Texas A&M and Arkansas over 46.5. We put 3 units on it, which we've never put that much on any game, more than even 1 unit. I don't think we're going to have a good strategy doing that anymore this year, because we lost that one big time. The over had hit 11 of the past 12 years, or 10 out of the last 11 years or something. At least on 46.5 amount of points, but Texas A&M just looked terrible on offense. I think if they had a halfway decent offense, they could have definitely hit this over in this game, but Arkansas just didn't have to score, and they had their quarterback get hurt. So we lost $180 on that one. I'm counting that one as 3 L's because we put 3 units on it. So that was a tough way to start the week. We lost 180 there. Iowa State and Baylor, we had Baylor plus 7.5, and they covered. They won the game outright 31-29. So that was a plus 50 win. Then Nebraska and Michigan State, we had Michigan State minus 4.5. They won by 3, only by 3. So we lost 60 there. All right. For the NFL, we lost 2 and won 1 on our 7-point teasers. Ravens minus 0.5 point and Chiefs plus 0.5 point. The Chiefs, they blew the game again against the Chargers. They've had some tough losses, and they haven't looked good to start the year. So I don't know if the Chiefs are that good right now, or they're just kind of have a rough defense, or what's going on. But they made a lot of mistakes here to start the year off. They lost 30-24 at home to the Chargers, and then the Ravens won. That would have been crazy to win that one, because the Ravens won on that 66-yard amazing Justin Tucker field goal. But you can only have so much luck on one pick, I guess. I mean, you can't really do much more than a 66-yard field goal. That was epic. So that one we lost 65 on. Then we had the Cardinals and the Broncos. That was an easy win, good picks. Cardinals just needed to win by 0.5 point. They won by 31-19. And then the Broncos were -3.5 against the Jets at home, 26-0. That was an easy win. Broncos have been money so far this year. I think they're 3-0 against the spread. So that one we won 50. And then we had the Rams +1, which are actually Rams are +8 on the teaser. And that was a great pick because they won 34-24. You know, that felt like that was a great pick. But then we had the Eagles +11, and they just could not hang with the Cowboys. I will say, I do think the Eagles could hang with the Cowboys normally, but they just didn't play well. And the Cowboys seem to play well on Monday nights. Like they play well when the cameras are on them on Monday night, especially at home, because they're just, I don't know, they have good energy there. So that game, Cowboys won 41-21, so we lost 65 on that. And then for that week, we went 2-6 and -305 total. So again, that -180 on the Texas A&M game hurt us really bad. So -270 for the week, combined with -35 from the last or the everything else, puts us at -305 total. So this is not a great week. We are going to have to consolidate our picks and figure out how to come back out of this hole. So I'm not going to take a bunch, but I'm just going to say, like, let's try to take things that we're smarter about and have more of a read on, and not just throw stuff at the wall and see what happens. So I am taking a couple picks in college that just to have some college action. Normally I was just going to scale down and take NFL, but I think we're going to try to have a couple bets here for the college picks. So we're going to start off week 5. We've got Arkansas at Georgia. I think Arkansas after last week can hang with Georgia. They're +18.5 right now, which I think is a little much, even in Georgia. I think Arkansas, you know, they have not shown that they are going to get beat down by anybody. I want to say that they're for real. Even though they had quarterback issues, that's one thing to consider, is if they have their starting QB or not. But I do think they can keep up with Georgia in this one, and at least keep it close with their defense. So I'm going to take Arkansas +18.5, 55 to win 50. And then we're also going to do a 7-point teaser in college. I don't like doing the 7-point teasers in college as much, but I like this one. We're going to do Oregon -1 on the road against Stanford, and then Florida -1.5 on the road against Kentucky. I think that one will, both those teams will win the game. So as long as Florida and Oregon both win by 2, we'll cover that. And then that was 65 to win 50. Really excited about this Jags-Bengals game tonight. I think I'm ready to see the Bengals have like a fun win at home. You know, that fan base deserves some, deserves some good vibes. They've had a rough time as long as I've been watching the NFL. So I would love to see them get a big win on Thursday night and just be 3-1. I think that'd be a crazy experience, you know, for Bengals fans, just to say, hey, we're turning the corner now. We beat the Steelers, and now we're like 3-1 on the year. So Giants and Saints, we're going to combine that game. Jags, Bengals are -0.5 point with the Giants and Saints. Saints are -0.5 point. So they just need to win the game at home. That one's 65 to win 50. Both teams do just need to win the game at home against weaker opponents. So we'll see, lesser opponents. So then Titans at Jets. I think the Titans are -7. Bucks at the Pats. Bucks are -7. So we're going to combine both of those away -7 teams to be just picks, just to win the game. 7-point teaser, 65 to win 50. I definitely think the Titans should beat the Jets. And I don't know about the Bucks Pats. It gives me a little caution, but I do think the Bucks are way better on offense. And I would rather take Tom Brady than Bill Belichick, especially with the weapons Tom Brady has in that game. I don't know how New England's going to keep up with them on offense. So that's another one. And then we're going to do one more. Steelers at the Packers. Packers are -6.5. I almost want to take the Packers just to cover that. I do think the Steelers are overrated. They're not going to be able to keep up in this game. And then the Packers are going to, they just need to win or tie this game for us to cover. So they'll be +0.5 point. And then the Cardinals at the Rams. I think this is going to be a score fest. The total's 55. I'm going to take the total down to 48 with that 7-point teaser. So they just needed to have 24-24, go to overtime, and then hit a field goal to win the game. So I like that. I think, you know, if the Rams will come up with great offensive plans, I think the Cardinals, hopefully, my only concern is, you know, the Rams pass rush against Kyler Murray. But, you know, he's been he's been doing great this year. So I think he's going to have enough weapons, and they're have enough like play calls where he gets the ball out quick. I see them at minimum scoring 17, and if they score 17, I think the Rams can get to 31, and then we'll see what happens from there. So hopefully we get a better week. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games going. So I like that. Just consolidate a little bit and keep it safe. And hopefully if we can get like a 4-1 week or something, we can gain some ground back here on this minus 305. And then hopefully October is a bullish month for crypto and we can come back. So hopefully this is the point where we look back on and say, this is a low point of the season. And then we came back and then it's been better from here. So all right, guys, that's it for this week. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Have a great weekend. I'll see y'all later.